What's up, my friends? David Moss Jr. here, and today is a very special day. I have all three of my ice barrels, and today I'm gonna be completely dismantling them all and full detailing them. It's very important to keep our ice barrels clean. We are submerging our bodies into these multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times per day, and it's very important to make sure that the water that we're getting into is not nasty, is not rancid, and does not smell and do damage to our skin. So here's what we're gonna do today. Today I'm going to completely tear apart all three of these ice barrels. I'm going to be cleaning them. I'm going to show you exactly how you need to be cleaning your ice barrels. Are you guys ready? Well, let's go. So now let's talk about what we're gonna need. The first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna wanna drain the water from all of our barrels. Now, depending on which barrel you have and where you have your barrel set up, that's gonna be dependent on what you're going to do. For me, I'm out here on my back porch, so I've already just opened up the spigots and I've already just taken off the top canister of my strainer that's hooked up to my chiller, and I've just let the water pour on out all over my deck. Now, if you're not in a place where you can just let the water just pour out, you're gonna wanna attach a hose to one of your barrels, to the spigots, and you're gonna divert that obviously out into the grass or somewhere where you're cool with water going all over the place. If you followed my DIY to a T and you have the exact same setup as me and you cannot let the water just pour out everywhere, you're gonna wanna siphon this water out. There's a couple ways you can do it. The easiest way is gonna be to just have a secondary pump. You're gonna wanna put it down into your barrel and then just have that tube or that hose ran out into your yard. You can do it that way. The second way is the old school way, which works. Go ahead and siphon that water out. Use a hose, put the hose down into your barrel, suck the water to where the water starts to come out, and obviously divert that water out. Those are two ways you can do it if you followed my setup to a T. Quick note, a lot of people have asked me for a way to have the spigot attached as well. So this right here is a diverter. This is a little adapter that will work. It's gonna have one piece that's gonna go right into your barrel, and then you're gonna have two separate little female parts. One, you can take your spigot and you can just twist it right on there, and then you'll have your spigot, and then the second side will be for your pump and all the connections. It's not gonna look as pretty and it's not gonna be as cool looking, but it will work if you're looking for a way to split and divert your water. Now, a couple of the tools that you're gonna wanna need for this setup. The first thing, and you can get all this at icebarrel.com, and you can use my discount code MOSS, that's M-A-U-S, and it'll save you 10% off of everything Ice Barrel has to offer. The first thing is gonna be this beautiful stainless steel skimmer. There's a lot of skimmers out there. You can buy some different skimmers off Amazon, go to your typical pool store or whatever. But I like Ice Barrels because it's made out of stainless steel, and this thing I've just left out in the sun and there's been no issues at all. The rest of them, because they're typically made out of some sort of fabric or fiberglass, they always seem to deteriorate. So I'm stoked on this. This is what this bad boy looks like. I'm gonna use this to skim out grass and any type of debris that makes its way into my ice barrels during the time of actually using them when they're full of water. For now, we're not gonna need it, but this is a great tool to use for keeping your barrels clean. The second thing we're gonna need, and this is for cleaning the water, we're gonna use this cleaning soap. Now, Ice Barrel makes some great products. There's a lot of other cleaning soaps out there, but this cleaning soap is what I would recommend you use because it is made specifically for the ice barrels, and it does a great job of keeping your ice barrels walls nice and clean. The third thing we're gonna want, and this is for once we fill the water up, this is gonna be water stabilizer. Once again, a great product that's been created by Ice Barrel. This is actually a patented formula of copper and silver ion. Now what this does, you only need a few drops. You don't need half the bottle, you don't need a cap. A few drops will keep your water sterile, which is amazing. The fourth thing we're gonna need is gonna be, Ice Barrel has this scrubbing brush. It's made out of a nice little rubber, so it's not gonna scratch up or damage your barrel on the inside. It's made specifically for ice barrels. And once again, this video is made for cleaning ice barrels, so hopefully you're following that along. You can get all this stuff at icebarrel.com. Now, a couple things that I like to have. Obviously, you're gonna want to have a hose, right? We're gonna wanna have a hose so that we can obviously rinse these out and clean out the gunk that we're going to get off the walls of our ice barrels. I also like to have a large washcloth. This helps me get my elbow grease in there and clean these off a little bit better. And then the last thing I like to have is I like to have these alligator jaw clamps. Now this is a wrench, whatever the heck you wanna call these little bad boys. I like to use this to make sure I don't damage my ice barrel. Now, a lot of people have reached out to me and said, hey, my ice barrel is leaking. There's a couple of different reasons. One, you might not have tightened it down enough if you're using a chiller, or two, you tightened it too much. So I like to use this so that I can feel and make sure that I get my plugs or I get my adapters on there perfectly, but not too tight, but not too loose. So I like to use a pair of these. You can get these at a normal hardware store or anything like that. So now those are the tools that we're gonna need. There's a few other things you can use. You've probably seen my videos where I talk about using an ozone generator. I'd still recommend using an ozone generator if you really just wanna keep that water crystal clear. You can use the ozone generator once a month. You just put the hose down in the ice barrel after it's done being used for the day. You definitely don't want to get in it while there's ozone happening, and you don't want to get in it for 30 minutes after the ozone treatment is completed. But you'll put that down in the barrel, you'll turn it up to an hour and a half, and I have links down in the description below for everything that I'll be using, so you can check that out after the video as well. But the ozone generator is something I still recommend. I still like to use hydrogen peroxide if it's necessary. Since I've been using the water stabilizer, I haven't needed to use the hydrogen peroxide, I've noticed, but it's still something that I definitely recommend over using any other chemicals or chlorine. And then the last thing I'll recommend you use when it comes time to fill your water back up is use one of those hose filters. You can get them for cheap on Amazon. Typically they're used to fill up your RVs, water canisters or something like that. If you just go on Amazon and type in hose filter, you'll see it. They're usually big and blue and they look like a tube. You stick it on the end of your hose, water comes out, and it's crystal clear and it's beautiful. So you wanna make sure you use that. That helps to keep the water inside your barrels cleaner for longer. All right, so you guys ready to go ahead and start cleaning these things? Because I am, let's do it. Since I've went ahead and drained out all the water from all of my barrels, I do wanna show you, if you have a chiller, how you can disconnect your chiller safely without damaging your chiller, without damaging your pump, and without damaging your ice barrel, whether you're using a 400 or a 300. Now, if you followed along my original ice barrel 400 DIY, it's very easy, and most of what I'm about to show you is still going to work for that. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna want to disconnect the chiller from our barrel, because the chiller is the most important part. It's the most expensive part other than the barrel, so we wanna make sure we do not damage this. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna unscrew the top connections off your chiller, both of them, the in and the out. These should be just hand tightened. You shouldn't need a tool for this. So you just unscrew that, and then these beautiful little connections here are disconnected and your chiller is disconnected. Did I mention the first thing you should do is actually unplug it and turn everything off? I did miss that part. So I want to make sure before you do this, make sure you go and unplug and turn off everything. You don't want to do this while everything's running. I feel like that's common sense, but I just want to make sure you don't make a mistake and then blame me for it. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to actually just take the lid off, because it's a little heavy, and we want to just move it off to the side. And this is the Ice Barrel 300 we're going to be working with right now. Now that I have everything disconnected, I'm going to want to pull it out, and I'm going to want to tip it up on its side. Get the last of the remaining water out of there. Now, I went ahead and unscrewed the canister. This is the top canister to the strainer that I use, and it gets pretty nasty. Now, I make sure that people rinse off with a hose when they're using my ice barrels or using any of my cold plunges, but there's still a lot of junk that makes its way into the strainer, which is impressive that it's doing its job. So the next thing I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna take apart all the pieces. So the top part here, once again, we're gonna wanna use our little wrench here, and I'm gonna hold down on the actual ice barrel itself. And I should be able to loosen everything else up with my hand. So we got this tube off, and I really do not want to break the pump down here. The pump can be a little fragile from what I found out and what a few other people found out. So once you take the canister top off, this is a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna want to unscrew it as I'm holding on to the actual ice barrel itself with this beautiful set. Pliers, wrench, whatever you want to call it. And now my ice barrel is good. It's disconnected. My pump and everything else is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that off to the side. Now, if you're using this setup as a submersible, as my original DIY would show, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna disconnect your chiller. That's gonna be step number one. Step number two is gonna be very easy. You literally are just gonna pull everything out of the barrel because it's submerged in there. You literally just pull it out, and that's the easy part. The cleaning part of that's gonna take a couple extra steps, which is no problem. I'll show you exactly how to do that in a second. Now, this is the point to decide if we're gonna be winterizing our barrel or if we're gonna continue using a chiller. What do I mean by winterizing? I mean removing our chiller altogether and using our barrels as a traditional ice bath. You see, there's a lot of places that aren't Florida, that's where I live here in Florida, where you don't necessarily need a chiller 12 months out of the year. I need a chiller 12 months out of the year if I want my water to be ice cold and at a specific temperature. But if you live somewhere where it's going to snow and freeze over, you're not gonna gonna need your chiller and you're gonna wanna protect your chiller from those elements. So you might wanna remove your chiller, put it in a garage or a shed somewhere away from the elements, and use your barrel as a traditional ice bath during the winter months. So if that's you, we're gonna remove everything and we are going to take the traditional original plugs from our Barrel 300 and we're just simply going to plug it back up and use it as just an ice bath, which is amazing, just so you know. Like, I am somewhat jealous of people who have the weather where they can just use this as an ice bath and it's perfect. So that's a really cool option. There's a second option too. The second option is you can just use a pump to keep water circulating. So there's some people that have been asking me, hey, I don't want my chiller to mess up, so is there another way I can keep water circulating, keep water filtered? And yes, the answer is yes. It's actually very easy. All you're gonna do is you're gonna follow my original steps where you're gonna remove your chiller, but you're gonna take the tube from the pump. This is actually really easy. You're gonna take your pump and you're gonna take this tube and you're literally just gonna disconnect the connection that goes to your chiller and you're gonna connect it to the top hole of your Ice Barrel 300. There's another option that's easier. You can actually just take all of this off and you can just throw your submersible pump into your barrel, whether it's the 300 or the 400, and that will just cycle water through. That'll just circulate water, which can work as well. So if that's something you wanna do, feel free to do that as well. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments below and I can explain a little bit more in detail exactly how to do that. But because most people probably won't be doing that, I'm gonna get to how do we clean our barrels. All right, gotta take a quick break. All right, it's getting a little hot out there and I needed to take a quick second to refuel with Ketone-IQ. Ketone-IQ is my new go-to in the middle of the day. I actually take this in the morning, I take it in the middle of the day, and I've been taking it later in the afternoon when I need that pick-me-up. I've been trying to eliminate some of the caffeine from my daily routine. Now, what the heck is Ketone-IQ and why did I want to interrupt this entire show and tell you about it? Well, my friends over at Ketone-IQ, also known as HVMN, stands for Health Via Modern Nutrition. They came out with an incredible formula. This is 10 grams of pure ketones. Check this out. I'm gonna take 10 grams of ketones right now. The feeling that I get, I almost get a rush through my brain. It's like my brain just absorbs these ketones and uses it as fuel, and I'm super stoked about it. You can get these packs. These are little shot packs, just like what I just took, and you just take them on the go. You can add them to a pre-workout. You can add them to your coffee. You can add them to anything. I add them to smoothies. My kids actually don't even know this, but I add it to their smoothies when I make them a protein shake or a green juice or anything like that in the morning as well. But Ketone-IQ is a sponsor of this channel, and I just wanted to say thank you to Ketone-IQ for sponsoring this channel and let all my viewers and friends know that they'll offer you a 30% discount off your first subscription order if you use the link down in the description below. So make sure you check out Ketone-IQ if it's something you've had on your radar, maybe it's something you've never heard about. Check out Ketone-IQ, you'll be glad you did. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back. Well, now's the time that we've all been waiting for. This is how do we actually clean our barrels. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this, we're gonna be using the cleaning soap that Ice Barrel sells because it's made for ice barrels. There's a lot of other soaps out there and there's a lot of other ways you can clean your barrels or your other cold plunges, but I choose to use the stuff that is literally made for them. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna be using the scrubbing brush by Ice Barrel as well so that I can get down into the grooves. But what I've also found to be really, really useful is these big washcloths, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go take our hose, we're gonna spray the insides of our barrels, we're gonna get it nice and wet, just like when you're washing your car. You wanna get it wet first, and you don't want soap to be just sitting on the outside, just like your car. You don't wanna let soap just kind of melt into your paint. These are really, really durable, and that's what I love about ice barrels. I'm a huge fan of ice barrels because of their durability. That's what's so cool. You can literally throw these in the back of your truck by yourself. They're lightweight, they're extremely durable, and you don't have to full detail them like I'm doing. I just choose to because I like to take care of my things. So we're gonna take a little bit of soap, we're gonna rinse our little rag here, we're gonna get it nice and soapy, and we're just gonna get down in here and we're just gonna start wiping it down. Put a little bit more soap in there. And I'm just gonna, so I don't have the base on, which is probably not safe. Oh dear, so if I fall over, just laugh. So the first thing I'm gonna do, keep my little hose right here, is I got the soap down in here. I'm gonna literally just use my foot and use that washcloth and just scrub the bottom. If you have an ice barrel, 400 or 300, you notice that the bottom gets pretty dirty because that's where everything goes. Everything settles on the bottom. Even if you have a chiller and a filter, the water and the silt and all just the different stuff, I don't know if it's silt or what it is, but it all just kind of makes its way down to the bottom. So I'm gonna scrub the bottom really, really well using my foot, And then I'm gonna get down in here myself and just scrub the inside of this barrel. So let's do it. Now I'll use this little guy and get up under this rim. You get it, right? Scrub the thing down with soap, get all the little grime lines really, really well. Scrub them with the brush, scrub them with the washcloth. Just get it nice and soapy and clean all that junk off. That's the easy part and the fun part. So for a better use of time, I've already cleaned out the 300, I've already cleaned out the 10, 400, and they are looking amazing. Like they look brand new again, I think. So just finished up the third of all three. They're clean. Now I'm gonna just dry them off a little bit. Not that you need to, but I like to take this, make sure that the soap doesn't just bake into the outside of my barrel, just so they look cleaner and stay cleaner. The next thing we're gonna wanna do if you are gonna use a chiller is we're gonna wanna make sure that the tubes and the filters and the pump and everything are also nice and clean. My wife laughs at me because I am always changing the layout out here. Like literally every time I clean these or anytime I get a new plunge to review, anytime I have something new, I'm always removing everything, cleaning the patio, which is good, and then I will just change the way, there's the cranes. I'm just changing the way everything looks out here, but it's also a good opportunity for me to just clean out here too, you know, like just spray off the porch. And the most important thing is I'm going to continue using these strainers, and if you see the inside of this is just nasty, so I'm going to go clean this really, really well. And then my pump is currently outside. It's set up as an inline. You can use this as a submersible pump as well. This is something you're going to really want to clean if you have it set up as a submersible pump, and I brought it over here just to show you. When I had mine set up as a submersible in my 400, this little piece that goes inside the tip in the front, this little filter, this gets really nasty. So you're gonna wanna pull this out a lot, probably once every 2 weeks to just clean it out, spray it out with a hose, and spray this one out with a hose too. This will also start to have a little smell if you don't do that. So make sure you're cleaning them, and that's another good reason to use some of this soap too. All right, let's take a look. This is the new setup. I'm gonna try a couple new things. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm always messing around, just like my wife always messes with me. She's like, you're always messing around and changing things. So I've got my Ice Barrel 300 set up, and the goal here is gonna be to set it up with ice. As it gets a little bit colder out, I wanna take a couple traditional ice baths. So I'm gonna be experimenting with the ice blocks and bags of ice and seeing just how long I can keep my cold water cold here in sunny Florida in the winter time, right? Over here on the black Ice Barrel 400, I have hooked up another little DIY setup with a chiller. Since Ice Barrel doesn't have their chiller launched yet, cannot wait for them to launch their chiller. It's supposed to be incredible. But for now, I have another chiller that I have set up. It's an all-in-one, so I'm gonna keep this one continuously cold. My wife and I both really like the Ice Barrel 400. We really like climbing up, getting in, and submerging ourselves in that squatted position. So she's gonna be really excited to know that I've got the Ice Barrel 400 set back up for her. We're gonna click this chiller on, get this thing set up, and I'm pretty excited with how everything turned out. Everything's super clean. Very excited with how clean these things got. They were really dirty, way dirtier than I thought they were gonna be. But hey, that's why we do what we do. We take care of the things that we invest our money in. If you've invested your money into a cold plunge or an ice barrel or any type of DIY project that you've spent money or time on, you should also make sure you're taking care of it. So if you have any questions, if there's something I did not go over in detail that you need more answers to, please post them down in the comments below. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's @dmossjr. I help a lot of people around the world with their cold plunging and sauna and biohacking questions there. So once again, it's dmossjr on Instagram. Otherwise, post those comments down below, like this video, share it with a friend, and if you're not, please subscribe. I have big goals of growing here on YouTube, and I can't do it without you. I can't do it without you watching these videos, and I'm gonna continue putting out content that hopefully you enjoy, and answer some questions and make owning ice baths, owning cold plunges, and owning saunas and other cool things way easier. So make sure you subscribe and like this video. I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, and God bless. Oh shoot, hey, I almost forgot. So if you have any more questions about how I'm doing these DIY projects, I'm gonna post both the 300 and the 400 down right here. So go ahead and click those if you wanna check out a little bit more information on how I did these DIYs.